I'm living my dreams now. The club is very ambitious, I have to say.
How did you feel in this first game against Spain that you beat their asses by 10 goals?
What's surprising you guys more? That Gjør is already at 2 games that they didn't win, or that Brest and Odense can keep up the pace?
Ball across the Dylan Nahi, double in flight. Oh, what a start!
Ooh, into the net.
She does it again.
Yes, and Magdeburg are the champions of Europe. Put something here. She has a game. The keeper. What a comeback!
And then it is finally time to talk handball again, everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing it on me right here. The Christmas time is coming around. We're getting started here, and the 3 wise men bring you this podcast once again. And at first, our fellow king from the south, he brings you the gifts of siesta, red wine, and magic coming out of his wrist. Ladies and gentlemen, Victor, Tomàs, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. You just forgot the sun. You know, I'm also bringing the sun wherever I go because, you know, in Denmark there is no so much sun. But yeah, I like it this introduction. I really like it. Maybe the best so far this second season of the podcast.
Well, we'll see whether our fellow king from the north will bring us the same joy into this podcast, because he might not bring us the gift of the sun, but he attracts the sun because he brings us the gifts of the beach, of sunburns, and the sheer overestimation of his own skills. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Wilstrup, how are you?
I was actually about to say I had to pull the curtains today because otherwise the sun was shining into my face, and I don't know what's happening here in Denmark in November, but I'm not going to comment anymore on the introductions. I thought I had you on my side, Bengt, but I mean, it can only be better from here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm always just choosing the winning team, so I'm always having like 2 jerseys on, and whoever I like better that day, I'm just gonna take that shirt. But it's great, Victor, I don't see a heater behind you, so that means you're on the road again. Where you're at?
So I'm in a place called Šoštarič. It's like 50 minutes driving or so from Paris. I'm visiting one of my players who is playing here. I know him since he was a kid. He used to be a kid playing in the summer camp I used to organize in summers for kids. And I'm on the road, yes. They have a game tomorrow against Nîmes in the French league, and I'm doing my job.
Let's just focus on some more current topics of the Machineseeker EHF Champions League, because last episode we did talk about the amazing dark horse that Szeged is this season. And well, I'm done with just putting honey around Martin's mouth for predicting that properly. Let's just talk with the guys that are actually responsible for this rise that Szeged is living through in this moment. And we do have a great guest to talk about that today, and that is Sostaric. So let's get him into the show. And we'll say a very, very warm welcome up there to the 3rd spot of Group A in the Machineseeker EHF Champions League. Ladies and gentlemen, Sostaric, how's the air up there?
Hello. Yeah, now it's pretty cold. Winter is coming. Until last week we were having a sunny time and a good time, and now it's for the winter coats already. So. But it's good as an aspect of the group and everything. For now, it's a good spot to be in.
Well, I mean, I am just surrounded by world-class right wings in this call right here. So right wing to right wing, you guys faced each other a couple of times on the biggest stage, but I mean, on the court, you guys are rather far away from each other. Do you remember duels with Victor?
Yeah, of course I do. First, world class right wing is on the other side for sure. I looked up on him also when I was younger. Amazing career, staying in one club all his life. That's really inspiring also for the young players. And I want to congratulate on an amazing career to Victor. And it was a lot to learn from him. And yeah, we had, of course, a few duels, Szeged against Barcelona. they were, let's say, they were taking the better end more or less every time. I think we just won them once or 2 times in Szeged. In Barcelona, we didn't have the chance to win them. We know that Palau is almost unbeatable, and it was really hard. Amazing team, and yeah, it was a privilege to play against him.
Thank you for your words, Mario. That's an honor coming from you. You know what? My last Champions League game was against Szeged, was against Mario in Palau Blaugrana. Because after in this season the COVID came, and then everything was shut down. And the last game I played in this beautiful competition, it was against you.
That's nice to hear. I was thinking also if that was your last game. Yeah, I remember after that Corona came, and you couldn't. This Final Four was after when you already finished your career. So, yeah, but it still counts, no?
It still counts. Yes, but you know, I haven't played in the new arena of Szeged, which I'm very sad about it, because the atmosphere looks amazing. But in this arena that you were playing in the 2nd floor of a building, or the 3rd floor, it was a lovely place to play. A very nice arena, and I remember to have a very hard times there to win the games.
Yeah. Then you should come to a new arena also when we play against Barcelona in next year. I mean, in next calendar year. Yeah, but yeah, old arena was spectacular, really. With the small, it was on the 1st floor. The ground floor is swimming pool, and above it was like in hell. Let's say it was amazing atmosphere for us and hard for opponents for sure. But in new arena, it's also when it's full, when it's crowded. When people are on the legs, it's also good.
You guys with Szeged are annoying a lot of opponents on the playing court this season, and actually I don't really like to put good words on him when he's not there, but Martin Vilstrup, he was the real deal in our podcast, because he actually, prior to the season, he predicted Szeged to be the dark horse of this Champions League season. Did you guys expect to be that good and to be on top, the way that you are?
Yeah, I mean, before the season, for sure, we didn't know what to expect since we changed the coach, we changed a lot of players, it changed all the structure also around the team, and it was difficult. We also, because of Olympic Games, we didn't have a lot of time to, let's say, to prepare the team or like to come to good rhythm, to good form. But when the game started, I mean, it gives us like a good push. First win against Magdeburg at home. We know what kind of team is Magdeburg, and winning them at home, it gives us extra motivation. Going to Barcelona and losing just by 1, you had the chance. I mean, first half was really bad. We came back. We thought we had our chances also to at least get a draw. We didn't, but yeah, after that it was really good, and we also did have some bad moments. Let's say, especially the loss against Kolstad at home, which we didn't expect, and also puts us into a difficult position. But yeah, it's Champions League. Our group is, let's say, group of death. It's very hard. All opponents are amazing, and we still have 3 games in this calendar year, and 3 games where we are looking for a wins, because these are our direct opponents for the good positions in the group.
Yeah, no, that you said, Mario, that it was like quite a bit changes in the team, in the structure, but also as in the coach position. So after so many years with Pastor and now with Appelgren, what were the biggest changes that you experienced as a player, and how these changes are helping the team to be at this level now?
Yeah, let's say Mikel is like a coach who knows and understands Spanish system, because he was playing a lot of years also in Spain, and he didn't take that totally away from us. He wanted to continue in that way, and based on the team that we had in that moment. but he really wants a lot more running and a lot more, like, let's say, like the playmakers can express themselves. They don't have to be so strict. And yeah, basically he wants also a lot of shoots from wing position, which suits me very good. I get a lot of shoots this season, and yeah, he's really calm. He can also adapt during the game to different, like, let's say, defenses or something that other team is preparing. He sees a lot, and it's really a privilege to work with him also. And yeah, we are, let's say, new this year, and of course it will be ups and downs, but I think we are on a good way, and we just continue, like he always also say, from the basics, and from that to build up.
Yeah, and I mean, on the other hand, even with the coaches change, your just recent contract extension, we are going to come back to that in a bit as well. And I mean, upcoming transfers such as Jim Gottfriedson coming in next year. How do you see the development of the club? Because in the past years, we've always seen your Machineseeker EHF Champions League run being ended in the playoff round. But still, there are so big names coming into the club. And yeah, I mean, you declared the goal to dethrone Veszprém in Hungary.
Yeah, the club is very ambitious, I have to say, and it's working on with the steps, which are really big steps, and it's climbing toward the top where we want to be, and it's in a good way. I think we are coming to that level. We still have to earn the respect and everything, but yeah, with Mike also a lot of Scandinavian players started to come to Hungary, to Szeged, and I feel that the club on everyday basis, also with new arena, with this fan base that we have behind us, with everything, and the people working in around the club, I always really say to everybody, it's amazing club, it's amazing environment to be in. You just only have to focus on handball, everything else is taken care of. And I say, and that's why also I'm staying for so many years here, because the project is really good, with the focus of dethroning Veszprém in Hungarian league, which we did a few times in these years that I was here, but especially one of the biggest goals of the club, and we don't run away from that. We know that they want to reach the Cologne Final Four, and we are aiming for that.
Let's talk a little bit about you yourself and your career a little bit, because last season you personally had your best ever Champions League outing, scoring 88 goals throughout the entire season, and now this year, after 7 games, you're at 46 goals already, meaning the second spot in the top scorer list of the Machineseeker EHF Champions League. Would you describe yourself as a fine wine, like the older the better?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm living my dreams now. Let's say I'm playing on a really high level, which I think also I was playing before. But let's say maybe in years before I didn't get so many shots from the wing position, and I didn't have so much responsibility in attack. And as I said, now with Mike, I got a lot of responsibility. Also, he believes me, and the team believes me, and I'm just trying to give them back what they give to me, and trying to play my best in every game that we play.
And I feel like your very best is just developing from year to year. So since the 2020-21 season, you always scored 40 plus goals in the Champions League. Well, it just seems like you're feeling really comfortable in Szeged. Is it just the sporty perspective, or is it as well the city that you like? So you just extended your contract until 2028. What is it that made you stay?
Yeah, let's say everything together. If you put everything together, made me, or like I made a decision based on that. I feel good here. My family feels good here, and we really love being here. As I said, I have a lot of more responsibility in the team now, which I like, which I wanted, which I'm ready for, and Also with coach taking full confidence in me, putting me on the spot where I play 60 minutes every game, which suits me and I like it. And all of that, also with the national team where I am, in which position I am, I'm really satisfied, and it's just a big motivation to prove to myself and to everybody else that I can be on that level and I can play on that level for much longer. And that's why also contract is extended until 28, and I will try to continue to work and to prove myself until then on, or even further.
I suppose that your both nationalities are coming from your father and mother, but can you explain us a little bit how this journey has been for you to play in Slovenia and you know, race player in Slovenia, in Gorenje and Maribor, then playing for the national team of Slovenia, and then going to play with the Croatian national team? How was this journey for you?
Yeah, I have to say that my parents and my brother, they were born in Croatia. So they are Croats and like me, but I was born in Slovenia. They moved before in '87 when this was still Yugoslavia. And my father, because of work, he moved to Slovenia. And in '92 I was born here, where I was raised, visiting school and also starting my handball career. And Gorenje is my home team, where I started to play handball. I was also in Maribor on 2-year loan, but basically Velenje was my home team, and where also handball is really, it was on really high level in that moment when I was playing with very good players. And yeah, I was playing for Slovenian youth national team, and I had also few caps for the senior team, but then in some years I didn't get opportunity to play for Slovenian national team, despite being on high level already in Szeged for a few years. And yeah, I received a call from Croatian national team coach at that moment was Hrvoje Horvat. He called me and asked me, "Hey Mario, would you like to play for Croatia?" And I mean, feeling was amazing. I'm Croat also, and like playing for the country where your parents are coming from, where all of the parents, all of the families coming from, they are all cheering for Croatia. It was like instant click in my head. Yeah, of course, I'm going to play for one of the biggest national team in the world, which achieved a lot, and I immediately confirmed my arrival. And yeah, some paperwork had to be done, but since my parents were born in Croatia and my brother, it was easy to get this paper that I was missing. I had to pause for 3 years, but at that moment, that when they called me, I already did for 2 years or 2.5 years, so it was not a long wait. And ever since then, I'm smiling and I'm happily playing for Croatian national team.
I'm sure that Slovenia has some regrets letting you go to the Croats, because you are in a great level.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say, if they have regrets or not, but I think they are, despite me leaving, they are covered good on that position. And I don't want to go back, because also a lot of media is speaking, because this is like a former countries that were together, and they were speaking a lot about my move, and some of them were happy, but it's just, in the end, it just matters what I want. And I wanted to play for Croatia, and I really feel happy. And yeah, with a smile on my face, how I go through life, and that's it. But I wish also good luck always to Slovenia. But when we play against them, I go harder than usual.
yeah, I can see. And I played against Croatia several times, and I think I have lost more times than won against them. Croatia, it's a country that handball, it's almost a religion. and it's a very special ecosystem. And if I'm not wrong, Sigurdsson is the first foreigner as a coach of the handball national team. How do you feel all this is going as a Croat? How do you feel the crowd has taken this decision from the federation to have a national team coach that is not Croatian?
Yeah, you are right. Dagor is first foreigner taking the wheel of national team. As you said, it's handball is also almost like a religion in Croatia, and the people are taking it with really good care, and the fans are really involved with everything what national team is doing. And yeah, it gives a fresh, let's say, a fresh start for that also. It was, I think, it was not the easiest to appoint a manager from or coach from other country, but yeah, the federation also said to give him time to let us know. He was also not in easy spot to take Croatia, because when you come to Croatia, your goals and the media and the fans immediately want something from you, some medal or like gold medal if it's possible, of course. And he know that he's coming, but he's taking that as a big motivation and as a big, let's say, opportunity for him in his career, especially now when the World Championship is coming to Croatia. It's already a lot of pressure on him and also on us as a players, but we are trying to take it calmly as possible and try to prepare good for this, what is waiting us in January.
And I mean, especially the championship in January that is coming, and that is as well coming in your home country. It will be the last one for Domagoj Duvnjak, as he just recently said that he didn't want to retire after the Olympics, but just one last dance back home. As you just said, you guys do have a young squad. So is Croatia prepared for the post-Domagoj Duvnjak era?
First of all, yeah, to speak about Dule is amazing player, amazing captain, and also one person who welcomed me with open heart when I come to Croatia to play for them. And I wish that he would never retire from national team handball, but yeah, the day is coming. He said also to us that this will be his last championship, and for sure we will be also extra motivated for him. We know that he will be extra motivated on his home soil and home ground to finish with the style, let's say. But Croatia have really good youth, have really good young players, starting with two amazing young goalkeepers who are there playing on high level, both Dominik Kuzmanovic and Mate Mandic. And with right back Klarica, playmaker Pavlovic, pivot with Načinovic, with Grahovac. These are all young players, and I think that will be the base of Croatian national team for the upcoming more than 10 years. And I think that the golden times will come, but I think if they continue to grow as they grew until now, we don't have anything to be scared of. Croatia will still be among the teams that will always go reach or search for the medals.
Yeah, but I mean, you forgot the young right wing, Mario Sostaric. Šoštarič. Sorry.
Of course.
Speak properly,
I'm ready.
Bengt, please.
No, it doesn't matter for me. I'm still ready to play quite a few years for Croatia, so I'm not retiring soon from that. But yeah, trying to help them as much as possible, as I said, and trying to be one of these older guys who is trying to put them on the right way or helping in some hard situation, and just really honored and happy to be part of it.
And I mean, Germany seems to have a special place in your national team career, because on one hand side, you just talked about the Olympic qualifications starting in Germany. On the other side, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Euro this year was the first major tournament that you played for Croatia, right?
Yeah, it was in January. I played in Germany. As you said, I played now 3 times against Germany with Croatia. I won them 3 times, so it has some special place in my heart, maybe.
I'm just waiting now, Bengt, to you to say, how did you feel in this first game against Spain that you beat their asses by 10 goals? I'm just waiting you, because he's teasing me all the time with this game, you know?
Okay, how did you experience that first game against Spain where you beat their asses with 10 goals?
It was amazing thing. I mean, we played in Germany, but first half we played in Mannheim. We felt at home. And also speaking to Garcia, who is my teammate in Pick Szeged, he said, Mario, we played in Zagreb. We didn't play in Germany that match. It was 10,000 Croats singing all the game. And wow, it was amazing. It was amazing match. And we know Spain, and winning them by 10. I think nobody even imagined that we could do that. But we showed that we can, and it was just amazing night also for me, opening on the European Championship for Croatia. I had a really good game. I was super happy about it afterwards, and it's a game that will stay in my heart forever, and especially against Spain. You know, it's one of our biggest rivals since always, and yeah, just really happy.
When I saw that game, and sometimes when I see you guys playing with the national team, I feel that you have some material to be on the top, but it's still missing this consistency that you need to win, you know, in a consistent way, medals in this kind of tournaments. What do you think it's missing at this moment in Croatia, or it was missing in the last 4, 5, 6 years, to be there fighting for the medals consistently?
Yeah, you are right. Like also on that tournament, or like on Olympic Games or pre-Olympics, we had some amazing games, but on the other hand, next day or 2 days after you draw with Austria, it's like big variations from top to low. It's like a roller coaster, and I feel that with that team that is now, just need one good result, one big result, and then it will open for everybody. We have the good material to do it with. We just need to put the puzzles together, and this synergy, let's say, or this we will always be connected together, and we will always play with full heart. You know, when Croatia is on the court, you always know that we will go strong, that we will go full, and with everything what we had. And we also sometimes put so many emotions in the game that next day you are exhausted from that. And I think just being smarter and being like calmer in that kind of situation, what I said before with Dagger, he come and he tried to keep us calm after every game, and with that, and just the country believing in us and supporting us all the time, no matter what happens. I think if you put all of that together, the consistency will also come, and I firmly believe in that it will come.
So you would say it's more like a mental thing, you know, that the group can believe and can feel that you can be up there consistently. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I now, since I'm here, I feel like that this just mental click is missing. That okay, guys, we are here. Don't have to be afraid of anybody. Just play how we can play, and others should be scared of us, not we should be scared of somebody else. And just to put that mindset to every player who is here, because we need 16 players in national team. We cannot play with 6, 7 players. We need all of them, and when all of that comes together, I think Croatia will be very, very hard opponent, and I strongly believe, and I will try to do everything that it will start from January.
All right, then I do think that we could keep this going forever, but we stole much of your time already, which we thank you for very, very greatly. But there's one more thing that I really need to know. Since I've been talking about your last seasons, you've been putting up the performances and you've been getting better and better. Did you attract the attention of some big clubs in Europe?
What to say? Now I prolonged my contract with Szeged, so I'm happy to be staying here. But for sure, there were some, let's say, inquiries or like teams asking what is my status. And but since I'm feeling happy here, it was no a big brainer. I decided really fast to stay here, and I really feel strongly, and I feel that Szeged grew to my heart. And that's why I also say in the start, Victor playing for Barcelona all of his career, I mean, that's a really big thing. And to stay with that kind of club all of the years, it means a lot. And it means to me, I'm not the guy who would change 10 clubs in his career. I really love to be in Szeged, and I really love to be a part of this club. And it feels like home for me and for my family. And yeah, it's just, who knows, maybe when the time is right, I also retire here, I don't know. But it's just, for me, Szeged is the best team in the world, and it will stay like that.
Well, I just would like to finish saying that I can see you enjoying now, maybe at 35, maybe you are at your... the way the young people say now, at your prime, because I can see you are enjoying, you're having fun, you are in the best level for the last already 5-6 years. And I was told at the age of 35, so the age that you have now, that I had to retire from handball. And I would say to you, play as long as you can, because all these emotions and all these feelings that you're having right now, and how mature you are enjoying everything right now. Play as long as you can, because this is never coming back the way you are living it now. So I hope that we can see you in the playing courts for a long time, because it's you are a very, very nice player to watch.
Well, thank you very much for this kind and nice words, especially coming from you. It means a lot, because I really, really respect you and your career, how it went. And as you said, yeah, really, my goal is not to retire at 35 if no injuries occur, which thank God for now in my career I didn't have some bigger injuries, but I'm really enjoying, and I'm privileged to do a work, or like to have a job that I love, that I loved since first grade of elementary school. I always said to everybody I will be a handball player, and to be able to play on that kind of level, it's really an honor and a privilege, and I'm not taking it for granted, but I'm just really happy. And when somebody like you guys recognize what I'm doing, it really means a lot to me, and I'm really thankful for that words, and I will keep that on my mind, what you said to me today.
From right
Perfect.
wing.
Good luck.
From
right wing to right wing.
From club legend to maybe upcoming club legend. We'll see. But anyway, thank you. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for the insights. It was super interesting talking to you. And well, Christmas is coming up, so may all your hopes and dreams come true this year. And we're wishing you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting. And as a Christmas wish, I wish 3 more wins in this calendar year of Champions League, and let's hope for that.
All right.
Good luck.
Oh, well, what a great guy. Martin, unfortunately, you haven't been part of the talks here, but I can promise you that it was a very calm talk, but he did give us some great insights here, Mario Šoštarič. Or what do you think, Victor?
Yes, I think it was super cool to speak with him. I didn't know him as a person, and he was super calm, explaining great insights, great stories, and I loved it. I loved it to speak with a guy and a player like him.
Let's just move on here and have a little talk about the upcoming opponent of Pick Szeged, because we did analyze Szeged last week, and well, in this upcoming match week, Pick Szeged is facing Kielce. Since we are publishing on Tuesday, we can give a little prediction who's going to take that one home. Victor, what do you think?
That's a hard one. That's a really hard one. I really don't know what to say because Kielce is playing at home. I'm gonna say Kielce.
They just lost the last matchup 28-27, but in Szeged, so the home advantage might be taken over here.
Yeah, I think Kielce is finding themselves through the season. They are finding the way of perform better. They are struggling with the percentages of saves in the goalkeeper position, but I think Kielce is gonna get it.
Yeah, and I mean, throughout the last years, the goalkeeper position was one of the most effective ones in the Machineseeker EHF Champions League, but that solely relies on Andreas Wolf, who isn't there anymore, actually. Martin, didn't they replace the goalkeeper position properly?
It's hard to replace Andy Wolf. To be fair, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, but I mean, for the preparation also for the episode, I was having a look at Kielce, and for example, also when they played against, that's probably the wildest game I've seen in a while, but when they played against Wisla Plock, then Valek had 1 save for 14 shots, and Mestric, he had 4 save for 20 shots. So, I mean, in general, 5 save on 34 shots. It's not what you could expect, and of course you can say that's only one game, but replacing Andy Wolf maybe been too much for them because they haven't been able to. But it's not always looking at the goalkeepers. He also has to have someone in front of them doing their jobs. But of course, not the loss of Andy Wolf is huge, but it's also that Alex Duchebaev is also not playing at the moment, and he's probably the guy that they will always look at whenever he. There will be situations that the games has to be decided, or whenever the arm is up, he's the guy that loves to be in the situations like this. And I mean, they're struggling a little bit. And the game that I just spoke about, Wisla Plock, Kielce, if nobody have seen it, then they should go on YouTube or wherever they can watch it and have the highlights, because there was a blue card and there was also 21 suspensions. So that means 42 minutes out of 60 playing minutes it's filled with suspensions. And it was the most crazy game I've seen in a long time.
As you said, Martin, it was a lot of suspensions. I don't think it helps that the local media, they called to this game, this derby, the Holy War. So the atmosphere, it's boiling the days before, and in the games you can see the rivalry. It's just crazy.
In general, Kielce, of course, they've been struggling because they didn't the loss of Andy Wolf and also Duchebaev. And I mean, Moritzu, he's been playing some right back and he's doing it okay and fine and doing whatever he can, but I mean, he's better on the right wing, and to miss out on probably what I assume is the 2 best players, obviously that's a huge loss. It's not like when you look at the squad, they don't have quality players, Kielce. They have Monar, they have Nahi, Karalek, Daniel Duchebaev, Makeda also, and there's an episode with him against Plock also. And then Oleszniczak, also the playmaker from Poland. I think the squad in general is good, but missing Alex and Andy is, that's tough.
Can you answer the actual question? Who is going to win the game? Kielce or Szeged?
Did you also ask me that question? I think you just said, how do you see Kielce? But I actually thought about it, and I'm going with Szeged's also going to win that one with 1 goal.
All right.
I thought about a draw.
Interesting one. I am gonna go with Victor here because I do see that the home advantage will take over here. But yeah, those rather intense matches that Kielce has to fight through just right now, they don't seem to be coming to a proper time here because, if we're looking at the roster, they are hammered with injuries. So Alex Duchebaev is missing. We have Simon Zichko, Hasan Kada, Benoit Kunkel. So those are some players that would normally play the starting 7, and they are just gone for quite some time. some of them might even just come back in 2 or 3 months. So they are at risk of missing the World Championship in January here as well. We have been talking about winter plans. Victor, do you think that Kielce might have some transfers in their winter plans as well?
I don't know. I think they could use some players, especially in the left back position, as Sichko and Kada are injured. And I think Karacic and Dani Duchebaev, they are playing a lot of minutes and they are struggling a little bit with the workload. Yes, they could use some players, but the thing is, which players could now be available for a team like Kielce, who needs a top level players? And normally these kind of players, they are already taken and playing a lot of minutes for their teams. So I think it's difficult to find a suitable solution at this moment of the season.
I just weren't they also struggling with the economy last year, and maybe that's also, I don't know how it is at the moment, but that could also play a role in getting any players in the winter period.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, on the other hand, those injuries, or those injured players, they are supposed to be coming back throughout the season. Still, I looked at the stats, and Kielce is actually right now just on the 12th spot when it comes to the attacks in the tournament. So there are only 4 teams that scored less goals than Kielce. Is that only because of the injuries, or are Kielce lacking a little bit of shooting power right now? Martin, what's your read on that?
Yeah, they are lacking, because Sichko is one of the guys who can open up from 10 or 11 meters, and also Dushebaev, and that will mean they will give more space for the line players. But I've also been looking at the statistics, and they are averaging, if I calculated correctly, 23.5 goals per game offensively in the Champions League. So that's less than 24 goals. And I also saw they were actually the team with the fewest saves in the Machineseeker EHF Champions League, and that's only 46 in 7 games. That's 6.5 saves per game. I mean, if there's nothing wrong with the stats, then having less than 7 saves per game and, not being able to score more than 24 goals in general, then it's just a team struggling. But of course, Sichko and Dushebaev, when they will be back, not only will the players who can have a more rest perform better, but the team in general will also perform better. Then you have Moricho going back to the right wing, and it will give more space to the line players. And we all know Sichko, that he can have those kind of games where he can score, I don't know how many goals in very, very few minutes.
This second leg of the competition in the Group B is going to be very interesting, because it seems pretty clear that Zagreb is going to not make it to the
playoff round.
Knockout stage.
Exactly, to the playoffs. But Magdeburg 5 points, Kolstad 6 points, Kielce 6 points, Aalborg 7, Szeged 8. And Szeged, they are playing really well, but they have won, if I don't recall wrong, against Nantes at home by 1, against Kielce at home by 1, against Magdeburg at home by 1. So it could have been different. So right now Kielce could have been with 10 and Szeged with 5. So actually this second leg of the competition in the Group B is going to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, Magdeburg was by 2 goals, but still it was just super close, all of those games, and just lost to Barcelona by 1 goal. So it was rather close.
And Aalborg.
Yeah. What they did in this first round, in those first 7 matches. You left out Nantes in that listing, but they are only at 9 points as well. So they are only 4 points away from being eliminated out of the group stage as well. And they are second in that group. So it is super tight as of match day number 7. And we'll see what match day number 8 holds in for us. And we are going to switch groups and talk about the next team that are in a similar situation like Hjelse. They're at 3 victories and 4 losses here as well. Talking about Füchse Berlin, there are no easy groups in the Champions League anyway. Victor, how do you see their comeback into the Machineseeker EHF Champions League as of now?
Well, I think that they are finally very, very established, you know, as a top team in the Bundesliga. And they showed that last season also in the European League. And they are showing this season in the Bundesliga as well. And now with Tolbring injury, they might struggle a little bit in this position, even though the young German player Freihofer is doing a great season.
Yeah.
But I think that, of course, as normally the German teams normally is happening, that they have a so strong league that you know, we see them sometimes missing some points in the Champions League because they are also thinking and focusing on other games in the local league. So actually I like Füchse Berlin. I like the way they play. I like how they play with Lichtlein and Gitzel and Andersson. Milosavljevic in goal is amazing. I think it's a team that it can beat anyone at anywhere.
Sure.
You know.
Absolutely, on a perfect day, they are absolutely good enough to take it up on the biggest teams in the world because, well, one of the reasons is Matthias Gitzel as well. He is bringing his performances in the Machineseeker EHF Champions League. Their peak is absolutely on the top level. But, Martin, I do feel like you would have a problem with the width in this squad, wouldn't you?
I think that the depth within the squad is not the biggest one in Füchse Berlin, and Victor kind of said it. I think that whenever they perform at their best, they are capable of playing against the best teams in the world. But they sometimes also, because of if you ask me, the depth within the squad, they have a difficult time because they're playing in the toughest league in the world with the Bundesliga, which they want to be in the top. And they're also playing the Machineseeker EHF Champions League. And as we speak tonight, they're also playing a cup game in the domestic cup against Rhein-Neckar Löwen. So they're competing in 3 different tournaments where they all want to, you know, be able to be where the best teams are and with the workload. And it's a handball year with the Olympics and the World Championship coming up, and all the players in some clubs play 3 tournaments. I mean, maybe it's a controversial to say what I'm going to say, but if some players are not going to the European Championship on the women's side or the World Championship on the men's side, maybe it's because of the workload is being too big. And it's the same for Füchse Berlin, where they're relying on Gisela and Andersson to perform, and Milosavljevic in goal to perform at a high level. Otherwise, yeah, I think they're struggling sometimes because of that.
The length of the squad, it's really important to be successful in both competitions. And if they play both, it's because they want to win both. I don't think it's any team, and especially not Füchse Berlin, that start a competition not thinking that they have a chances to win. And I agree that the length of the squad playing a league like the Bundesliga, it's very important. So there is a point what Martin is saying.
It's not like I don't think the squad is strong with having Max Dye, Marsenic, Lichtlein, Reichmann, Fabian Wiede, and all the other players, Heiko West of Taigum, also on the right wing. I mean, it's a strong squad. I just think playing so many different tournaments and not having, you know, the depth of a squad like Veszprém, let's say that maybe that's the extreme, but they have a mix of very good players, and then they add up with young German promising talents, and yeah, that's the way they're doing it. But it could backfire at some point, especially with this season.
Right now, Füchse Berlin is in the 5th spot, I think, of Group A, but still in reach, or they're still doing well to reach the playoff round. So let's see where this one is taking us, and let's look over to the EHF Champions League Women, where last week we did have a look at the intense Group A, but Group B isn't shy of any tension being there in this group, because 4 teams are being on 5 victories there. We record on Thursday. Gjør, Brest, Esbjerg, and Odense are all on 5 victories. And you guys out there, you do know more than we do as of now. But what's surprising you guys more? That Gjør is already at 2 games that they didn't win, or that Brest and Odense can keep up the pace? Martin.
Well, then have to they are in a group with Brest, Esbjerg. Then it's that Brest and Odense can keep it up. It's probably because I'm not super surprised about Gjør losing a game in a group with Vipers, Esbjerg, Odense, and Brest. So if those 2 opportunities, then I have to go with the one with Odense and Brest.
Yeah, fair enough. Victor, how about you?
This is not mathematics, It's like I think Esbjerg at this moment is a more mature team than Odense, and especially with the announcement that coach of Odense is going to be coach of Norwegian national team, and he landed there 1.5 years ago. And Brest and Gjør, as Martin said, I'm not so surprised that they can lose some games against teams like Esbjerg, Odense, Vipers, even though it's a roller coaster there. Ludwigsburg, we don't have to forget that they arrived in the final last season, even though a lot of players flee from there. But I wouldn't say I'm surprised on either one. I think it's normal what it's happening.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are we allowed to give a safe answer like that? Making it.
Victor is allowed to do
everything
everything he wants on this podcast.
If I have to say,
I like you. I like you, Bengt.
I mean, the biggest surprise is probably that it was Odense who gave Gjør the second biggest loss in history in Gjør. That's to me a surprise. I wouldn't predict that if any team would win against Gjør away and given them a loss, was it with 7 goals or something like that, then I wouldn't have predicted it to be Odense. So that says a lot.
But especially these 2 teams, Gjør and Odense, they do have a shared history right now, because I do feel like Gjør went on a shopping tour in Denmark in summer. Odense, they lost Dione Hausherr, and even Bo van Watering, they all went to Gjør. And last year they were keys to success for Odense, but still they are keeping up the pace. Martin, what do you think? Who are this year's central figures in Odense?
There's no doubt that Helena Elver, when she stays fit, and the way that Odense he want to play. Victor also said it, that Ole Schøkstad, he's been there for 1.5 years, and you can see it now. Even though that he's leaving next summer, from January, he's gonna do 2 jobs with the Norwegian national team. But I think Helena Elver has been showing very good off, and also Tale Delia is playing also very good. Just as you mentioned, Hausner, I think she's an amazing player, and I thought the loss of her would be very big. But whenever they play with Højlund, Elver, and Delia, then I think, the rhythm and how fast they can play, I think they're doing very well. And they also, not only are they winning against some of the teams in the Champions League, even though they lost to Esbjerg there in the Champions League, but they won against Esbjerg in the Danish League, and they have the maximum point also in the Danish League after eight games. So but Elver is performing very well. And to me, Maren Årdal is also one of the best line players in the world. So, yeah.
So the line player position is the strongest in Odense right now. Victor, what do you think?
Well, it's a good duo, I think, with Chapchet and Ardal. But there is a lot of good line players all around. I think teams like, I don't know, Chesame, even though they struggled with injuries in this position, have amazing line players, Georg, Brest, Metz. So of course it's a very good duo, but I wouldn't say at this moment it's the best duo in the world. But yeah, they are good players.
I was more looking internally for Esbjerg, so that the line player position is their strongest position. Would you agree on that, or do you see another one stronger than that?
Esbjerg or Odense?
Odense, sorry. My bad.
That's, yeah. What do you think, Martin?
Yeah, I'm just going to add another player also, Nikita van der Vliet, who's also a national player for the Netherlands women's team. So if you add her into it, then they have 3 strong line players. And being able to have, yeah, I'm probably going to say, yeah, it is. But one thing we also have to have in mind, she played her first game from Odense after she changed from Metz to Odense, is Louise Burgaard. She has been injured the entire time, so to give that extra player to Odense and still being able to perform and make a result like they did in Gjør, it's only going to give them extra in both ends, because I think Burgaard is amazing player. And I think maybe the line player is the strongest one if you add all 3 of them. But I also looked.
I would say the left back. I know that Mie Højlund is playing all around a little bit, but she is a left back player.
Yeah,
and I think with Deila and Højlund, in my opinion, the left back is the strongest position.
Fair enough.
And they also have Helena Fauske and Ragnhild Valledal. And I was just looking at the squad once again. And I mean, the depth within the squad is actually pretty good. But it's tough to say one position either. But another thing that actually surprised me is that I think Esbjerg is the team who has the 3rd lowest saves in the Champions League, with the Althea Reinhold and Yara ten Holte. Yeah. And that surprises me a lot. Okay,
welcome
sorry,
to the team, Martin.
I just made a bench. Sorry. That surprises me a lot, actually, because those are also 2 great goalkeepers. But in general, it's a good team. When we're saying the names here, all of them are playing our national team players. So, strong team.
Yeah, but I mean, we have been mentioning Esbjerg all along now, so we might just switch it over to them. We were just a step ahead of time, Martin. That's no problem.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, Esbjerg, they started their way without Jesper Jensen the first time in 7 years, and Tomàs Axner took over. Martin, do you think that his playing style fits the Esbjerg squad?
Yeah, well, I mean, in general, speaking about coaches coming in and what playing styles the one have over the other, it's 2 Scandinavian coaches, and to come after Jesper Jensen, who's been doing very well, is there so much more to change in besides them not, performing at the best levels whenever they are at the Final 4, because they've been winning whatever they could win in Denmark. But Axner, he's been doing very good so far. We have to have in mind Nora Mørk is out with pregnancy, and congrats to her, which are happy circumstances. And but that's a huge loss. I know also Mette Tranborg, she said no to the national team, or she kind of agreed with Jesper Jensen to not go to the European Championship because of the workload from the Olympics and her coming back from a knee injury. And a lot of players has been speaking about mentally. It's been very hard with the Olympics because it's such a big event. So I think in general, Axner has been doing good. And but you also have to give him some time, and it's a new league and a new team, and the expectations are super high because Esbjerg, they want to win everything.
And Victor, do you think it is enough this season to win everything? Because, I mean, they did plan with Nora Merck throughout the entire season. She has been out with some injury problems ahead of her pregnancy already. But right now, the season is over for her, but that is all right. So just congratulations to her. But still, without Nora Merck, is Esbjerg, capable of going all the way?
That's a good one. Meret Tranborg, it's a very good player, but as Martin said, probably is the smartest decision to don't go to the Euro because she's going to have a lot of responsibility in Esbjerg now.
Yeah.
I think Henny Reistad can take over for everyone, you know. She's been a goal machine. She's on 71 goals already. I said she's going to be over 160, and I maintain this
165. You said 165.
Okay, 165. We can raise the bet a little bit if you want.
No, you said that.
Yeah, I know. No, but I said we can raise it from 165 if you want, because...
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Victor. He's just scoring a lot of goals. He also scored 9 goals in the Danish league yesterday. So, I mean, whenever you have Henny Reistad, everything is possible.
If she keeps herself healthy, maybe it will help her to don't have Nora Mork in the back positions, because it's giving her even more responsibility, and we can see maybe even a little more from her, which is very difficult in my opinion, but we are seeing that she is taking over the team, and she's playing amazing.
She absolutely does.
And one we have to mention also her twin sister, Lieve Delia, is also from Esbjerg, performing very well of the loss of the happy circumstances of Nora Mørk. But and Mette Tranborg is a different type of player than Nora Mørk. You know, she's very good in defense, but she's not that kind of goal-scoring machine, so it puts more pressure on Henny Reistad. But there are players like Delia and also Mikaela Møller. I would like to say that she's been playing very, very well, and she's, you know, taking steps in the right direction. But in general, for Esbjerg, I think with Heindal not going and Tranberg not going because of small injuries, mentally and stuff, maybe that could be beneficial for Esbjerg in the long term, because the workload is extreme at the moment for all the players.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But let's see where the season is going for Esbjerg, and what do you guys think out there? So just let us know in the comments here what you think Esbjerg is capable of doing this year, and we are gonna have a look at that. For now, the round that has just been played for you guys ever since this podcast is published, it was the last one for this year. So the Women's Euro is coming up, and we are stoked to have a look at that one as well in the upcoming episodes, which will be hosted by a great company here as well. Martin, what do you want to drop in?
No, I just also want to add in the end that Line Haugsted is back from Gjør to Esbjerg, and that's a great add also to the squad. And I mean, Victor are right about Henny Reistad. You know, she has the most goals in the Champions League, the most goals in the Danish league, the most assists in the Danish league, and I think she's top 5 on most assists in Champions League. So I'm gonna leave with that and say what a player.
Just another Monday for Henny Reistad, you know.
True that, and I actually have to correct myself from last episode, because I was looking at the wrong stats. Henny Reistad is currently at 27 assists in the Machineseeker EHF Champions League, only 4 assists away of Lois Abing on number 1. So she might even conquer that throne as well if Esbjerg is going deep. But we'll see where this one will end up. Super keen. The EHF Champions League Women is actually a lot of fun this year here as well. But our time is getting short, and that's why we are keeping it short here. And just make sure to tune in for our Women's Euro specials, because they are coming up with great guests. I'm just going to tease you here. I'm not going to drop the names yet. But the Serbian Mafia is going to join us here. And with that being said, make sure to tune in.
And the Slovenian.
And the Slovenian mafia, that is true.
Balkanic, the Balkan mafia. You know?
Yeah, the Balkan.
True that. Sweet. Then thanks for listening today, and make sure to tune in the next time when it's time to talk handball again, everybody.
Ball across to Dylan Nahi, double in flight. Oh, what a start!
Into the net.
She does it again.